Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about Dragon Ball Z and the new upcoming Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero Neo Sparking. What? No, not Neo Sparking. I think it's Sparking Limited Breaker Neo DLC that's supposed to be coming out soon. And the reason why I want to talk about that is because there's one thing we need to ramify for Dragon Ball games in general. There's two things, but this one is just going to be focused on one topic that I've wanted and I've been wanting for a long time. And honestly, I really don't care if a lot of y'all don't agree because I know it's popular to hate on it, but I think that it is time for a major inclusion of GT stuff. I know, ooh, shocker, right? But the reason why I'm saying this is because there's so many characters and planets and worlds that could be explored or expanded on, or even just cool stages that we can have from GT. Because, like it or not, GT progressed the world of Dragon Ball compared to Super, which really didn't progress much of nothing. It introduced characters and concepts, but not progress anything. So the reason why I'm saying that is because we already know that we're going to get GT Vegeta, GT Trunks, we're going to get Nova Shenron, we're going to get 17, and we're going to get Android 18 GT, right? And I think we're also going to get Krillin GT as well. Like, Android 18 and Krillin GT are costumes that they're gonna add. But as far as, characterization, I think we're also going to get Ice Shinron, I believe. I'm not for sure. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But one thing I wanted to see, some things I wanted to see more is I wanted to see Goten GT. I wanted to see Baby Possess GT Goten. I also wanted to see GT Gohan, also GT Possessed Baby Gohan. I also wanted to see the other dragons. So even though we got Nova and Ice Shinron and Omega Shinron and Sin Shinron, we need to see the other ones. Um I also want to see GT Gotenks because we know GT Gotenks does exist. Um let's runify that and do that. Like, how y'all gave us Gohan Black, even though we haven't got that character playable yet, which that's another thing. That's another topic for another day. Um we also need to have General Rildo, the Sigma Force as well, Lord Lucci, just the different planets as well that the characters were on, because they're interesting. They're interesting worlds. There's interesting characters that you can do. I think we need Dragon Ball games to start expanding on GT, because this representation of GT sucks or whatever and stuff like that happens because there's not enough representation going on. It's the same thing as like Wonder Woman from DC. There's so many people that will tell you how Wonder Woman sucks. She doesn't deserve to be there. Why is she here? She's not that interesting or whatever. Well, the reason why is because there's barely any games, there's barely any shows. They omit her from a lot of things, and it's the same thing with GT. Like, people keep talking about it, but the reason why is because it's been omitted from a lot of stuff. But at the time, that was what the end of Dragon Ball franchise was for about 20 something odd years, until Super came along. You know what I mean? So, and let's not pretend like nobody was asking for a sequel for GT. A lot of people swear up and down, oh, GT sucked or whatever. But the thing about it is, a lot of people was asking for the sequel for GT. You know what I'm saying? Um, because they introduced Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr., which those would be great to add to characters as well too. Um, we saw Dragon Ball AF, which that turned into its own thing, which a lot of people thought that was going to happen too, because a lot of people was like fiending for more Dragon Ball. It's kind of funny how a lot of people forget revisionist history about like, oh, GT sucks so bad or whatever, but then at the same time forget when GT ended, people was begging for a sequel for GT. You know what I'm saying? Like people was coming up with all kinds of like um scans, made it look like it was official material coming out with like Super Saiyan 5 Goku, Super Saiyan 6, you know what I'm saying, Super Saiyan Legendary, Super Saiyan 3 Brawly, Super Saiyan 4 Brawly, Super Saiyan 4 Gohan, Super Saiyan 4 Trunks, fusion of Trunks and stuff like that. Like it was so many things coming out at the end of GT that people seem to forget how excited people were about the future of the franchise after GT ended. You know what I'm saying? Or like as much as people like to be like, oh well, the first half of GT, yeah, the first half of GT, but then after that it got back to what a lot of y'all liked or whatever. And let's not pretend again. Everybody here, especially in the Western world, love revisionist history and pretend like, oh, there was no hype or there was nobody really cared about GT. No, GT had action figures that people were buying. GT had those data file DVDs that and VHSs that were being sold out places. Let's keep it a buck 100 at the time. Like I was trying to fiend for them GT, some of that GT merchandise that it was sold out a lot of times. It's the same thing with Dragon Ball Z stuff. Like, let's not pretend we're gonna sit up here and pretend and do revisionist history about like GT wasn't this or was this horrible shit or whatever when I was there at the hype of it or whatever. And how, yeah, we complained about it, but it was never like, oh my god, this shit suck. It was like, oh my god, what's gonna happen next or whatever. And then when Super Saiyan 4 Goku came out, everybody was wondering like when Vegeta's gonna get it, is Gohan gonna get it? You know what I'm saying? Like, are we gonna dwell more into it? A lot of people wanted more before we got to the Shadow Dragon arc. Like, after the Super 17 arc, a lot of people thought we was gonna get even more stuff where we were gonna finally expand on the supporting cast. Like let's see what adventure with Goten, Gohan, Vegeta and stuff like that. Like people really thought that we were gonna get more stuff before we got the Shadow Dragons and the end of GT. And then again, even after GT, people came up with Zycor, the son of Goku, and one of them Supreme Kai ladies and all that kind of stuff. Like it just created this entire world that I feel like Sparking the new Sparking Zero DLC. I guess if they do the 2.0, they should add GT stuff. Or if you ask me, maybe have a heavily focused GT Dragon Ball game. I'm just being honest. I just think that you do need to, so that way some of the y'all can also do where y'all kind of rewrite or revisit certain story modes. Like how we have what ifs in the Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi games or whatever, stuff like that. And of course, Sparking Zero sort of gave us an original thing with the whole Gohan Black thing that we still to this day don't have Gohan Black as playable, which don't make the damn sense God gave. Um, wouldn't it be great to like expand on things or make different changes or something like that? Yeah, even the Naruto games do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Fights that didn't really happen in the anime and manga happened in the video game. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't that be fun to kind of see? Because then that way you can expand on it and stuff like that. Y'all can have Pan have the moments that you want her to have. She might not be able to go Super Saiyan, but she took down a major important enemy or something like that, or give her a better super move or something like that. The same thing with like we want to see Trunks and Goten fuse. Okay, well here's a battle where it's forced Goten and Trunks to fuse together. Especially you can easily have that during the Super 17 arc where a whole bunch of past villains come back to Earth at the time. You can definitely expand on that. I felt like we didn't do enough with that concept. How the hell you let all these damn heroes and villains from the movies and the filler arcs and just all of the villains that they faced off from Dragon Ball up until GT, and you mean tell me we didn't do an arc focusing on the supporting cast taking them out? Like, come on now, come on now. Like, you could have easily did more with that. I'm just saying that's just my kind of personal opinion. I know this is kind of like a little quick little video talking about it or whatever, but I really think that that could have been something that could be really expanded upon. But I don't know. You let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, everybody.